post it if needed. But here it is right here. So you would wake up bright and early, make your pot of coffee, you make a little bit of breakfast, and you sit down, and here's what you see on your page. And all of a sudden, you see everything that's getting done during that day. You see any notes, okay, here. And then what would happen is you would go to the first page, and this would be the very first page, and you hear me talking about this, and we go through this page together. Then you would go to the next page once we get done and we have a little lesson, and I give you some time to work on this and you can ask questions. And then we go to a page that sums up everything we just did. And I'll show you this in a second here. You get to a page like this, and as you're at your house, I'm teaching and I'm wiping away stuff. So a scatter plot is a graph that shows the relationship between two variables, and we talk about that real quick. And the points often show a pattern or what we call a trend. And often we can now, describe the trend and the relationship from that pattern. And we go through and we make our first scatter plot together. And because I have this pre-done, I can now take this and I can say, well, wait a second, here's what this is going to look like once you're all done. And I'm doing this in real time with you as opposed to you trying to do it with a video, okay? And what I would do is I would probably teach a lesson at around 8:30, 8:15. I would probably go for 45 minutes to an hour, allow you an hour to work on whatever that lesson is. Call you back at 10 o'clock and say, here's our second lesson of the day. You would go through the lesson with me, and then at that point, you guys are done, and you would go off and you would finish the homework on the second lesson because the first one should already be done. But I would require you to upload a picture of some or all of the work each and every day before the 1 o'clock afternoon lesson that you have. So I'm making you accountable where you don't sleep in till 11 o'clock, wake up, go to your 1 o'clock lesson, and then all of a sudden you tackle math later on. You would be required to get this done before your afternoon, okay? So with that being said, I just want to kind of get a sense for what you guys are thinking with the pre-recorded videos or the live lessons. Me personally, I think the live lessons are more interactive, a better pace. The only drawback is you've got to get up in the morning, but that isn't really a drawback because you got to get your system ready to get up in the morning anyways, because every other day you're going to be in school. So that being said, just think about it and I'll tell you where you can put your answer as we move on, okay? But those two options, the pre-recorded videos, which are quick, you can review them, or the live lessons. And just so you know, I will be taping those live lessons and I will also be posting them so you can watch them again. So you do kind of get that pre-taped lesson, and on a given day you happen to fall asleep or you sleep in or you do have an appointment in the morning, you can always go back and rewatch it. But I would know that you submitted the page late, not on time. That's the only thing. So just think about it, and I'm going to come back to that, but I wanted to bring that up right now, okay? So we have to decide that, and we will decide that later. That is one of the types of lessons, and that's the only one I'm worried about. I'm not you being in class, and I'm definitely not worried about what we're doing right now. This afternoon 1 hour lesson, I'll have all of you online. I'll teach you a quick lesson, let you work, okay? So those are the three types of learnings, and I can't stress enough, the only one I'm worried about is the mornings at home, how much you get done in those mornings. That's going to make or break you, okay, in this course. You don't do work during those days you're at home. It's not a day off, it's a day you're working at home, okay? Teams, let's talk about Edsby. Everything I do is going to be in Edsby, and I'm going to go to Edsby right now so you can see my screen. And this is one of the two academic pages, okay? Yours is a little bit different than mine because I have a teacher's view, you have a student view, and I want to bring your attention to a couple things that you're going to see on your Edsby page. I'm going to do everything in Edsby. Even your Teams meeting, if you see down here in our thread, even your Teams meeting link, come on, is going to be in Edsby. Okay, so if you ever have to go to a Teams meeting, and I don't know why it's not going for me here. If you ever have to go to a Teams meeting, here it is right here. So I don't know how many of you accessed it through Edsby, the Teams meeting. Can you guys just unmic and let me know how many of you, or even show your hands? How many of you accessed this Teams meeting through Edsby? How many just had a link sent to them? Few here, okay. So that being said, you can access everything here. So let me go over Edsby with you and make sure everybody's good with this. You will see a running feed right down the middle of everything we're doing, okay? So here's where there's a little bit of a poll asking you if you like the pre-recorded lessons, the videos, or whether you like the live stream. So if you haven't answered already, you can go to this poll on Edsby and you can just put in your answer and I can see how many people voted for each, okay? You can also see up here a grade book for me. You guys will have your marks posted, but you guys have something here called a planner, or sorry, a journal, not a planner. Can you guys unmic and just let me know, those of you that are on Edsby, you can see journal up there?
I can.
I need more people. I need more people interacting here. This is becoming boring for me. I'm the only one talking. Unmic, talk to me out there.
Yes, I can.
Yeah, okay. There should be a journal and you guys can always keep track. So when I click on planner for me, journal for you, it takes you to all the days of this quadmester. And you can see that we're at our first day right here, okay? This is what you see in your feed, but if you were away or had an orthodontist appointment or you're out of town, you can always access this. Here's November 12th. You guys don't see this yet, but I've already got tomorrow's lesson already with our live Teams meeting link. So you can click on this. So if I go back to our class, tomorrow, right in this main feed, you are going to see a link here that's going to say, click on here to bring you to the Teams meeting, and we're going to be live at 8:15 tomorrow morning. Okay, we're going to have a nice solid lesson tomorrow starting at 8:15. Here's another thing for you to look for. Do you see in your library here? You've got what's called the Grade 9 Academic Textbook. And when I click on this, it brings you to all of the chapters of your textbook as a PDF. So if I were to click on one of these, just so you see, opened up will be your textbook in a PDF format. So you can do all your work at home. You do not have to worry. Okay, you do not have to worry about trying to bring that textbook home if you don't have it. Okay, so it should pop up here in a second. Okay, so there it is. And I'll just scroll down and you can see that this is your textbook right here, chapter 2, and you've got everything here. We're going to use this later, okay? But this is all in Edsby. I'm going to go back. And I'm going to go back to that academic class. So now I'm back on our main page, okay? So things that you need to know is right here, you're going to have all of your feed with things kind of in order. But if you ever get misplaced, always go up to your journal. It doesn't say planner for you, it says journal. Everything's there. You've got an online textbook. And then you've also got places, which you're going to see today. You've got places to submit stuff. And the place right here is right at the very top for me, the getting to know you. We're going to submit something later in this class. Okay, so is everybody good with Edsby? Everything you need for this course is in Edsby. It's not in Teams, it's not in Brightspace, it's not in D2L, it's not on the web, it's on Edsby. So if you're ever trying to get a hold of me or get information for the course, just go to your Edsby page, okay? Is that good? Can I get some people unmiking, letting me know you're out there still?
That's good.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I talked about Edsby. Quickly, I'll talk about Teams. You guys are on Teams, but just know that you can always get to these live Teams meetings in Edsby. Every time there's a Teams meeting, I post the link in Edsby. So just go to Edsby and you can hit that link and you can get there, okay? Next, signing up for Remind app. Here's what's going to happen. There is a way that I can contact you without having to go through Edsby. I can quickly get a hold of you. Like this morning, a lot of you just heard there was some, they were cutting cement blocks outside of the school and one of the doors was open and all the debris and dust was coming into the school and the fire alarm went off thinking it was a fire, but it was just debris. So I had to postpone my meeting this morning half an hour. So if that was the case, I could send out a quick remind text to everybody just using this app called Remind. and I can tell them we're going to start our meeting at 9 o'clock, and everybody gets that message instant. So here's what you can do to sign up for these. If you have your phone on you, one of two things. Either send a text message to this number and put this as your message at quad2.2, or just go to this website and it will do all the signing up for you. But I'm going to give you a couple minutes now, and I'm going to see if you can sign up for these using your phone, using your tablet, whatever you're on. A lot of people this morning were saying that this was a lot better to use. The bottom was a lot better than trying to go through this right here. Just going right to this, it kind of did everything for them. So I'm going to give you a couple minutes here. I want you to try to sign up for these remind texts, and I'm going to be able to see who's kind of coming in on my app here at school. Let me know if there's any problems, okay? If anybody's having any issues, just let me know.
Sir?
Yes.
Do we download the Remind app?
Yes, if it asked you to, I would. It's completely free, and it is very safe. The Remind app, just so people know, I will show you a picture. It's a blue icon with a white cloud in the middle. So it looks like this right here. So this is the app. It looks like this. It's called Remind. And what it is, it's a way that I can send you text messages, or you can send me a message, but you don't know my phone number. I don't know yours, just for privacy's sake. And I can send out a mass message to everybody in the course, depending on what I need.
Sir, can you go back to the number?
Yes, I'll go back right now. So everybody knows what it looks like. And here's what you need to use to sign up, okay?
Wait, sir, do we,
Yes.
on like the home page, do we put in our number first? We want that number right away.
Say that one more time, Connor.
For like right when you get on it, it says email address or phone number. Is that ours, or is that the number?
That would be your phone number. You're going to just enter your phone number. It's going to go into a database that's secure, but I'll be able to text you without knowing your number.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got people signing up here.
Sir, I want to know about like the morning at home that you talked before.
Yep.
So like, is it like the days that we're not going to school?
Yeah, so next week, depending if you're in cohort A or cohort B. So next week, if you're in cohort A, you're here on Monday, but if you're in cohort B, you're at home.
So
On
the class
Tuesday,
and the
on
class is
Tuesday,
gonna
you
start
will
on what?
switch.
And what time will the class start?
The class, well, that's what we're going to figure out, and we're going to have this all set in stone tomorrow in our morning meeting. I'm going to make sure everybody knows tomorrow morning. So we haven't decided yet whether we're going to do the live lessons or the pre-recorded for the days you're at. But I will know tomorrow, Kuar, and I'll make sure that everybody is completely on board tomorrow once I see what you guys are saying in the poll, okay? So all you need to know is tomorrow you have to be online at 8:15. You're going to log in to another Teams meeting, and I'm going to be running it again tomorrow. Nobody is at school tomorrow. It's going to be a live Teams meeting at 8:15, and we will figure everything out there, okay?
Okay, but like if the voting goes to like 8 o'clock, like 8:15, so we'll not have the class at like 1 o'clock?
No, you will not have the 1 o'clock class tomorrow. You're going to have your other class at 1. They always flip.
Okay.
So the one that you had this morning will be tomorrow at 1 o'clock. Today we have our 1 o'clock meeting, so it's going to be, we're going to be online at 8:15.
No, I'm not asking that. I'm asking like the voting that we're doing the poll. If like it's about 8 o'clock.
Oh no, the 1 o'clock is always going to be there. You always have the 1 o'clock weeks you're not in school. This is the weeks you are in school, but only half of you are in my class. The other half have to stay home because of the COVID. Not everybody is in school at the same time. I know you're coming from the online, right, Kumar?
Yeah.
So this is kind of new to you, but if you're in cohort A, next week you're going to be on my class. you're going to be at home on Tuesday. But if you're
Okay.
in cohort B, you're going to be at home on Monday. You're going to be in my class on Tuesday.
Okay.
Okay.
Sir, it's just cohort A online at 1:15 tomorrow, right?
I know it's everybody.
Well, what if you have a different class at 8:15?
At 8:15 tomorrow morning, you're at your period 3 class, like your other Quadmester 2 class at 8:15. Everybody's online at that time. In your
Yeah, so like I'm not online for like this class. I'm online for the other class, right?
at
Yeah.
8:15. You're online for this
Okay.
class at 1 o'clock.
Sorry, that's okay. I got it once I was saying it. Never mind.
Yeah. So tomorrow at 1 is when I see you again. All right. Is everybody good with the signing up for the reminds? I'm going to post this online. Okay. So on EDSB, you will see this right here and you can join. Okay. The class code, I see some people asking about the class code. If you require a class code, it's right here. It's the @quad2 period 2. And if they ask for some type of like a check, they'll email it to you. Okay, but this would be the class code right here. I believe you need the @ symbol. If not, just say it without the @ symbol, but one will work, okay? All right, I'm going to keep moving on just because we only have about another 40 minutes here. So I'm just going to keep moving on just so I get through everything I need to.
Broken.
Yes.
The code, is it the quad 2 per 2?
Yes, exactly. I think, does anybody want to pipe up and say whether they needed the @ symbol or not?
Yeah, I think
You do need
I
it.
needed the @ symbol.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when they ask for the class code, here's what you're going to enter right here. I'm just going to highlight it right there. So the @QUAD 2 for quad 2 and then period 2. That's what you're going to enter for the class code right there, okay? All right, is everybody good? All right, let's keep moving along here just so I get done. Student information sheet. Here's what I would like for you guys to do. Now that we know about EDSB and where everything's going to be, I'm going to go through some of these pages real quick for you. And if you guys have your package of material, I gave everybody a whole big package of material. I'm going to start to go through some of that stuff. So if you can open up to the very first page, it should be this course information sheet. When you have your binder or your pages open to this first sheet, can you just raise your hand for me, please? I'll wait for a few more people just to raise their hand to say they're at that very first page. There are going to be, I believe, Connor, you're one of them. I believe Luke, and who's the other one? There are 3. Maybe it's Ella. I'm not sure, but there are 3 of you that might not have this because you just recently got moved into my class, right?
I switched. I have the papers though. He gave me the papers.
Good. What I'm going to do is when you do get back to class, when you see me next week, I am going to make a swap, but a lot of them are the same. So it's okay for you to fill out your form, but don't fill out any other pages there unless I tell you to, and we'll make that switch next week, okay? But the very first page you should see is this right here. And the only difference, because I copied this, the only difference is for teacher here, you should see Mr. Bracken, not Mr. Smith. I copied it over for Mr. Smith, and I just didn't change it back before I made a copy of it. So if I just go like this real quick, you guys should see right up here, instead of Mr. Smith, you should see Mr. D. Bracken, right?
Sir, I have already your name on that.
Yeah.
Sirs.
Most of you do. It's just my page that isn't. So most of you should see this, right? So that's my name. The department head is Mr. Smith. We're teaching the same course, just different periods. That's all, okay? I'm not going to go through a whole lot of this, okay? It just explains the course. I just want to point out a couple things. The course resources are this. We are going to use EDSB all the time. You saw where that online textbook is. So when we go to EDSB, when you go to your EDSB page, just go to your library. you'll see a folder, and inside that folder is all of the chapters of the textbook. I downloaded them as a PDF for you, okay? So do not worry, you don't have your textbook at home, you can get there, okay? Tips for RM handouts, a lot of those handouts are just going to this name tips for RM, don't worry about that. And then also the smartboard, you guys are going to be able to use the smartboard, or I'm going to use the smartboard in order to help teach you, okay? I use the smartboard all the time, I don't think I could teach without it. Do not worry about this final evaluation. Everything's up in the air. The last quadmaster did not write their EQAO this year. I doubt that you will either. There's talk of just having like a trial run just to see if this new format works. But if the EQAO doesn't work, then your final exam will just be worth the entire 30%. Don't worry about this. I'll talk about this more when you're in class, okay? The next page. You have some responsibilities. This is pretty standard for all your courses. And then you can see here where you're going to sign this, your parents are going to sign it, and you're going to date it. Okay, so get that done at some point tonight. Just have them read this over and sign it. Don't worry about submitting this though. Okay. Next, more importantly, next page. Just a couple things you need to know. So what you need to know is you should have a binder. You should have a little bit of lined paper, but I did something different. I actually photocopied pages of lined paper with the homework right there for you. So as you're going through, you can see where you need to do some textbook work. Don't worry about graph paper. I have some, but if you have a little bit, not a bad idea to put some in your book just to have for a graph if needed. Rulers, pencils, something to write with. Let me talk about this calculator here first. I will lend you a calculator if you need it, okay? There's no problem there, but I would suggest that maybe you purchase one. Amazon has these on right now, and they're a little more expensive than $19.99. I believe they're about 30 something that we just looked up this morning. But at Staples, okay, so I'm going to write this here, and you can write this on your page, but at Staples, they seem to be on right now, different colors, blue, pink, black. They are $19.99. So this weekend, I would honestly make it a point to grab a calculator and make that yours for your entire high school math career. The reason being is every teacher uses this calculator all the way through high school. And the reason I feel it's so important is this. Can you mute that, Kuwar? Can you mute? Okay. The reason is this. I have this exact same calculator as an emulator. So when I need for you to open up a bracket and put something up top and then go down below, and I need you to put something else, and I need you to put a pi key so I can show you shift and all the way down to here, and we're going to square this thing. You can see all of the keystrokes I'm doing with my emulator. If you have a different calculator, it will obviously work. A calculator is a calculator, but if it doesn't look the same as mine, you may get lost in the keystrokes. You may get lost in some of the stuff that we do. I would suggest you get this calculator, and I put it right here. It says the Casio FX300 ES, and you can see here how they put a little bit of a plus on it too. So this is what I would get, and I would maybe look at Staples this weekend if you can get one, and then you don't need to borrow one from me. I think it's very, very powerful that you get one because every high school teacher in our school uses that calculator, and they use that emulator. So it's going to benefit you going forward, not just this year. Okay, is that okay with everyone?
Sir?
Yep.
I got this like last week, and like it's still saying it's $20 on Amazon.
It is 20? Okay, perfect.
And it's you have to buy the plus one, right?
The plus one is the nice one. Yep, the plus one here. So when you go to this, it's FX300 ES Plus. Yep, awesome. That's the one to get, okay? And it looks like this, and I will post a picture of it in Edsby. Okay,
yeah,
so
the same when you were using it, and it's the same.
What was that, Kuwar?
The one like you were showing on your smartboard, it was the same.
It was, okay, perfect. Yep, this is the one that that you guys are going to be using in this class all the time. And it's nice because I can do a lot of things with you. I can show you where the negative key is and how the negative key works and how a cubed works and everything else. So it is definitely worth it to get this one. It does look like this, and I'll post a picture of it in Edsby after we're done our lesson, okay? Just to move on, textbook, I'll get that to you next week when you're in class. You won't need it until next week, okay? Don't worry about when you enter class. I'll talk to you on the day you get here. The class structure, Real quickly again, everything we do, notes, communication, video lessons, and even when I post a video of a replay of a lesson, everything's in Edsby, okay? Your Teams links, everything. The 3 ways of learning, when you're in person, obviously I'll just teach you like a normal class. It's when you're completing these lessons at home when the other cohort is there that we have to figure out. I'm going to look at that tonight, and I'm going to come up with what I feel is the best way. This right here, there will be videos. That's not a for sure. I may do live lessons and make you guys accountable to wake up and to be logged in the morning, okay? The nice thing about that, another perk to that, is you can probably have all your math work done on a given day before your afternoon class. And then you don't have to worry about it lingering with math homework and so on after your afternoon class. You can have everything done almost, okay? The majority of your assessments, all your tests will be done in class. There's not going to be a whole lot of stuff to do online, okay? Don't worry about the washroom breaks. That's still to be determined when. And if you need any help with anything, you're getting lost, you're getting behind, send me a message in Edsby, okay? So that's what I want you to do right now. I want everybody to go to Edsby, so I know you can do this. I want you to go to Edsby. I want you to start a new message, and I want you to send it to me, Mr. Bracken. And I just want you to say hello, or how are you doing, or test, or just something. But I want everybody, all 24 of you, to send me a message in Edsby so I know you can do it. Okay? So can you do that right now? Just take a minute. Send me a message.
Wait, sir, what are we doing?
What I want you to do, Maddie, is I want you to go to Edsby, and I just want you to send me a message in Edsby. I want you just to say hi, hello, how are you doing?
I already
whatever.
texted you earlier because
Yeah, I know. Yep, I know you know how to use it, so it's all good. But I just
Sir,
want
I had remind from last year already.
Yeah, you have that set up too, eh?
Yeah.
Perfect. You're ahead of the game, Maddie. Yeah, I see a lot of people kind of flooding in here, which is awesome.
I just messaged her.
Perfect. Yep, I'll be able to check it there, Kuwar, very, very soon, okay? Awesome. I see a lot of people piping in, and if you didn't send me a message, I will be sending you one to check, okay? So at the end of this meeting, if you somehow weren't able to send me a message, I got a bunch of people here. If you were having a hard time, just stay online and I'll go through that with you, okay? Back to our pages. So that takes care of this. The washroom, nutrition breaks, the getting to class stuff, don't worry. I'll go over that when you are actually in class. And again, just reach out to me. I don't check Teams. I don't check anything else. I check Edsby. Okay, so if you need anything, message me in Edsby. All right, here's what we're going to do next. You should see this handout about Edsby. I'm not going to go over it, but it just kind of tells you a little bit of stuff. But what I am going to have you do right now is the following. There is the next page called Getting to Know You. Okay, so what I would like for you to do is I want you to fill out this page in your book, and just hear me out. Don't start to do this so you miss this. I want you to fill this out, but the one thing in particular is this, where you have your full name. I want you to write your full name, but up right here in personal information, right here. If you have in your name, and I'm just not going to pick on Madison here, but I know Madison very well. So Madison puts down her full name is Madison Cool. But if she wants to be called Maddie, I want you to put that right up here above it. That's what you get called. Like my name is David. I don't like to be called David. I'd rather be called Dave. I don't want a nickname, but if you have a short form for your name, just write it up here, okay? Fill out the rest. It's really important about all the technology stuff here. I want to know about this, so answer it truthfully. And then a couple things down here. And once you get done, here's what I want everybody to do, and I'm not going to move on until everybody has done this. I want you to take a picture of this, whether it be with a phone, with your laptop, with a tablet, and I want you to upload it to the following spot. There is a spot in Edsby that should have a submit button. And I want you to submit it here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like on my end when you submit it. So I want you to take 5 minutes to fill it out. Don't rush, but fill it out as best as you can. Take a picture, and then go to Edsby and upload it to Edsby, and I'll show you what I see as a teacher on my end, okay? So I'll give you about 5-10 minutes tops in order to do that right now. And if anybody else has any questions, I can field them right now. But your task, fill out this getting to know you, take a picture of it, and upload it to Edsby under the link. Don't send me a message with this attached. I want it in the link, the submit link right here under the getting to know you. There should be a spot to submit it. Those of you that may want to have changed, because some of you did it ahead of time, you can change and you can make something different, and I believe you can resubmit it. Okay, there should be a spot to resubmit if you want to. But I'll give you 10 minutes and to get that done and submitted, and I'll show you what it looks like on my end.
Sir, I'm very confused. Is this a paper that we're taking a picture of, or is it on the actual Etsy?
So what it is, Connor, is in your book of papers, you should see at the start, you should see this page right here. It should be in there. I think Mr. Smith had it too. Did you have this?
It.
So fill this out, and then using a phone or a tablet or your laptop, take a picture of it. And then upload that picture to Edsby so I can see it electronically on my end.
Yeah, I don't have that paper.
Oh, you don't have it. Oh, okay. Do you have a printer at home, Connor?
Yeah, I do.
Well, what I'll do right now is I will send you in a message in Edsby. I'll send you a picture of it. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay. I'm pretty sure.
Or you know what? Here's what you could do, Connor. Connor, do this instead, okay? Just on a piece of paper, Connor.
Just write it. Just write it out.
Just write your answers.
All right.
I'll know, reading your page, I'll know what they pertain to, so you don't have to make it too user friendly. Just write out your answers to some of these and then post that picture, and at least I know you can upload a picture of it, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. Anybody else that was with Mr. Smith that doesn't have this page? I don't know, Luke, if you have it, and I forget who the other one is.
I don't have it.
You don't have it? Okay, just maybe write on a piece of paper and take a picture. And even if you just, honestly, those three from Mr. Smith's class that got transferred over, honestly, even if you just write your name and you just submit a piece of paper, just so I know you can submit that piece of paper, once you get your new package of material next week, you can just fill it out and resubmit it after. Is that okay? I just want to make sure right now that you guys are able to upload a picture in Edsby before I move on.
Okay.
Sir, I have a question.
Yep, absolutely.
We have to fill out the bottom part where we put our parents' name and phone number.
Yeah, you might as well fill that out the best you can, and then upload that too. Once you get that done, you can upload it as one page. But yeah, you might as well. And if I need to get in contact with them, which I mean could be for good, could be for bad, but at least I have that information. I know it's on Edsby, but it's nice to have, just on a picture too.
Okay.
Now, what I'm going to start to show you here is what this looks like on my end. So you can see this is my grade book, and I've created a link in order for you to submit this info page. And when you see your name in this page, and this is only my one half of the class, I'll go to the other class. Anybody with this green check mark, that green check mark basically means that you submitted it and it's in on time because it's in green. If you submit it, but it's late, it's in yellow. So this is what I'm going to use as you're working at home on the days that the other cohort's in class. I'm going to ask you to submit either a little bit of work for homework. I'm going to ask you to submit a page that we did together just to make you accountable for being online. And I want it submitted before the 1 o'clock class, so you have to do some math work before your afternoon. It's not a day off for you. It's not, I'm not at school, so I don't have to do work. It's the exact opposite. You should be doing a lot of work at home. But here's my first class. And then my other class, you can see cohort B. I've got Phil, Senna, Braden. You guys have submitted it. I know that because of the green check marks. And I want to make sure everybody knows how to submit something before we move on. This is very, very important going forward in this class, okay? You can see in the other class who's got it done. Now, if you're having trouble submitting a picture of it, my grade 9 applied this morning were awesome. They basically helped each other out. The one person was having trouble with their laptop. They had the same problem somebody else. So they helped them out with what to do. It was really, really good. So.
Yes, sir. I got my tattoo.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Good. I see more people kind of submitting it here. Please, if you're having trouble, either send me a message off to the side, just in the little chat section, or just unmic and let me know. I'll go to the other class right now, but I want everybody to have submitted this before we move on. And this is really, really good because it keeps me on track as a teacher. I know exactly who submitted what. I can click on any one of those and it will show me the picture. I'm not going to. I don't think I'm gonna, show everybody what somebody wrote, but I can see, especially when you're doing homework, I can look at it, and make sure you're getting it or help you out. But very, very powerful. I don't want you to send me a message with an attachment. I want you to upload it under that button is what it is. So I'm just looking for the following to still submit. So Manveer, Jack, Kuwar, Avery, and Heidi in the one class. If you're having trouble, please let me know. And then I've got Ashton, Madison, and Braden Labonte in the other class. So if anybody's having trouble or you think you've submitted it and I just called your name, let me know and we'll figure this out right now, okay? Okay, Braden Labonte, you submitted that, so that's good. Perfect. So Manveer, Kuwar, Avery, and Heidi in the one class. Okay, so Madison and Ashton in the other.
I just sent it in, sir.
Okay, perfect. Let me check. Yep, all good, Ashton. So Maddie, just yours there. Good, so Avery, you submitted yours, awesome. So just Manveer, Kuwar, and Heidi, okay, in the one class.
Yes, sir. I just sent my name.
Okay, let me check.
Sir, I just submitted mine.
Okay, awesome. I'm just gonna check. Okay, good. Yep, Maddie, you're good. So that whole class is good. Let me just check the other one. Awesome. Everybody's good. Manveer, are you there? Just wanted to make sure.
I'm on my last question.
Okay, awesome. Good, good. No rush at all. This is great. Everybody's able to do it, so this is great. Awesome.
Just got mine.
Awesome. I just got it. I was just going to say that, Minver. So everything's good. You guys are awesome. Look at that. So for me as a teacher, I now know that everybody in this class submitted it. And if by chance somebody submitted it late, like I put a deadline for what we just did here at 3 p.m. So I knew nobody was going to be late because I was going to do it with you. But if you were late, it would show up as yellow. And if I continually see yellow, even though it's submitted through all your assignments, I know you're doing them late and submitting them late. So that's how I can kind of reach out and make sure you get back on track, just so you're not, falling behind. I want that as a positive for me to make sure I'm on top of things. Okay, so you guys are awesome. Everybody was able to submit that. Now, is there anybody that wants to say anything about those live lessons at home? Because what I was thinking of doing, again, was teaching live, having you guys live, listening, doing your work, doing your homework, and having you submit pages just to keep you honest that you're getting the work done. But I do have a lot of people talking about the videos too. So please maybe just open up a little discussion here for 5 minutes. If anybody just wants to kind of bring up any points, and then we can kind of go from there. So anybody want to bring up any points at all? Because I'm trying to think what's the best way for you guys to learn. I don't think the best way, the one thing I want to avoid is you guys sleeping in, all morning, waking up, kind of just starting to get going late in the morning, going to your afternoon class, and then you've got to worry about math all afternoon and watching a couple lessons, 2 lessons, and getting a bunch of work done and so on, when you could have had this all done in the morning. If you do watch those pre-recorded videos, I am going to have a submission tab like you do see here, where you do have to submit stuff before your online class. So you're going to have to get it done anyways. So that's the thing. So anybody want to comment, or you just want to leave it up to me?
Sir, I just wanted to say that I accidentally voted for the live one, but my actual vote was for the pre-recorded.
You wanted the pre-recorded? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
I think the live would work a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
just
think
because
I prefer live.
you could get used to like waking up early and then just done in the morning.
Oh!
Yeah. Yeah, I do agree too.
I think we should do the live too.
Yeah. Maybe there's a way for me to do. Maybe there's a way for me to do both. Maybe I can post a video from last quadmester, but yet still post the link for anybody that wants the live version. Maybe a blended model will work, and then maybe what we'll do is the first week. Maybe what we can do the first week is, why don't I do a couple lessons live? One of you each can see a live lesson. So let's say on Monday of next week, let's do a live lesson for those that are at home. And on Tuesday, the following day, let's do a live lesson at home. And then we can do a pre-recorded lesson, and you guys can kind of see which you like better, maybe in real time, and we'll make a decision after next week. Maybe that would work.
I also like the pre-record is better because like if we miss something, we can check back.
Well, the thing is, Kuar, just understand that even if I'm live teaching, I'm going to tape those lessons. So once the lesson is done, even though it's live and you have everything done and submitted by 1 o'clock, in Edsby, you'll see a link where you can rewatch the lesson if you want to. If you miss something, you can go back. If you're absent a certain day, if you're sick or out of town, you can always go back and you can look at that lesson.
Sir, so like the sir?
Whoop. Go ahead, Connor. Sorry, Connor.
You can like ask questions when it's a video. You like, it's just you
That's
gotta.
the thing. That's the thing. When you're lost in a video, you're kind of lost. You're on your own. You're on an island. Whereas if you're lost in class, usually it's one little thing. I can clear it up right away and then move on, and you're not lost the rest of the time.
Sir, so like if we do the live one, is it gonna be like for the other class, like we have 2 classes, and sometimes the other one's gonna be at 8 o'clock, so like how will that happen?
Well, you never have the same class at the same time, okay, Kuar? So one's gonna be in the morning, one's gonna be in the afternoon all the time.
Okay.
So next week, when we start with actually in school classes, next week, the morning is dedicated to math. So you're going to be doing math all morning, whether you're at home or in school, depending on your cohort. Your afternoon will be the other class. but then the following week, you'll be in school with your other class, and the math is going to be online like today at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay? Everybody good? Are there any questions with anything before I get to the very last thing we're going to do? Are there any questions with anything at all? Everybody's good? All right, well, here's how I'd like to end today. And I'm going to get you using Edsby a little bit, and I'm going to get you to do the one last thing in that introduction. So does everybody see this textbook search? Can you raise your hand if you see this textbook search, which is next in line in your package of materials?
Yes.
Okay, I see a lot of people raising their hands now just to find this textbook search. So you guys don't have a textbook, but that's great because you have the online textbook. So here's basically what I would like to do. So the very first thing it says here is use the table of contents to find the chapter number for the topic of exponent laws. Okay, so wait a second. I'm trying to think whether this is going to work or not. Because you don't have an index. Well, it is possible. It's not like you have the textbook right in front of you. So here's what I'd like for you to do. What you have in front is 2 pages where you can fill out answers, okay, about the textbook. Now I'm going to have you try. You guys are kind of like my guinea pigs here. I've never had somebody do this online, but you know that you have right here your textbook right here, okay? So you've got all of the chapters here, and I'll help you with the very first one. First one is under polynomials, okay? So which section deals with exponent law? So if I click on the polynomials, which is chapter 3, and eventually it will come up here, you can see that 3.1 deals with building algebraic models. So then we go to the next one, we kind of scroll through and you can see the page numbers. As soon as they refer to page numbers, you can see them at the bottom. Do you see here work with exponents? Well, that's not the exponent laws yet, but work with exponents. And then we get to right here, discovering the exponent laws, which is 3.3. Okay, so I'm just trying to think which questions you can do. Well, let's do it this way instead. So I'm going to go through, and for right now, I'm going to tell you which questions you can do, and I'll highlight them. So you circle these questions as I highlight them, and here's the ones I can think you can do, okay, while you're online without the physical textbook in front, because some will be a little more difficult. So we just did this first one right here, and the answer to the very first one is section 3.3, okay? So this one right here is 3.3. And you can write that in on your page, okay? Here are the other ones that you will be able to do fairly easy using the online textbook. So at the index at the back of the book, no, do not use that one. You can do this one on page 283. You can do the one with page 260. Don't worry about 5. We can do 6. You can go to chapter 2 and see which pages review the skills that you need before you start chapter 2. That's the key, before you start chapter 2. You can go to these 2 pages. You can go to this for chapter 4. You can go to page 131. You can go to page 165. You can go to those 2 pages there. You can go to a section. Don't worry about 13. Don't worry about 14. We'll do those when you're in class. So we'll do 15 and you can do 16. Okay. So once again, these are the ones that you can do without having the physical textbook with you. I'll get you that textbook Monday or Tuesday. So question 2, 5, 13 and 14, do not worry about. The rest you can do. Okay. Is that good with everyone? And then what I'm going to do, here's the key. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put another link for you to upload a picture of your solutions. So I'll show you right now. I'm going to go to Edsby. I'm going to shut this down. And from my end, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to grade 9 academic. And to show you how this works, I'm going to go to my planner. I'm going to go to this date and I'm going to create a new assessment and I'm going to call it homework. So I'm now going to edit this and here's what this is, okay? So this is your, I'm going to call it textbook scavenger hunt. It is in chapter 2, it is homework. I need a file upload just like you did, okay? The due date is today. And I'm going to have you submit this by, I'm going to say 9 o'clock tonight. Okay, so 9 p.m. today is the due date. This is an assessment as learning. And this is not going to be marked out of. I'm just going to have it submitted as yes, you did or no, you didn't. Okay, I'm going to post it in both classes. I'm going to go up here to the other class. And now I hit save. And you should now see in Edsby, as soon as this gets saved. Just taking a second here, but as soon as it gets saved, you should see a new tab for you to submit this. So your only task tonight is this: get done the scavenger hunt and submit it to me by 9 o'clock tonight. Okay. The next thing is maybe look into that calculator, and a couple people have said that you can get it online on Amazon for $19. I'll post a picture of it right now. I'm also going to switch this. Do you see the live Teams meeting? I'm going to switch this to a replay. I'm going to stop my recording and I'm going to put a replay of today's lesson. So if you missed something, you can go back and look at it. But you can now see right here. Do you see the textbook scavenger hunt? It's right here. And if I go back to class, you can see how here it is right here, a spot for you to submit. Okay, so get done that page minus those 4 questions and you can submit it. And the next time I see you is going to be tomorrow at 8:15. So try to make sure that you're online by 8:15 and we'll go through our first couple lessons together. We'll talk about what we're going to do next week when you're at home and we'll get you going. Okay, are there any questions from anyone?
I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely, Ashton.
So where do we, you might have said, but where do we go to look to like answer the questions? Like it says on page 283, the purpose of the red outlined box.
Exactly. So what you're going to need to do, this whole activity, the scavenger hunt, you're going to have to go to your Edsby page and go under library. You're going to have to click on the grade 9 academic textbook and you're going to have to find it in order. So chapter 2, chapter 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9. And then the very first one, it says chapter 10. I put it first because it starts with a 1. It just went with numbers. It figured 1 was ahead of 2. This is actually your last chapter. So you try to find the page number by going through here. And the page number you're trying to find, you click on it and you say, okay, I just clicked on chapter 3 and I'm at page 119. And I'm trying to find whatever page. I know it's not going to be in this one. So you close this down, you go to the next chapter and you try to find that page. Does that make sense, Ashton?
I only have one. It just says grade 9 academic T something, but I can't see it.
Click on that folder and it should open it up for you.
Okay, I'll let you know if it works.
Excuse me.
Oh yeah.
Are we doing this on like paper or are we doing it in the actual?
Once again, Connor, do you have that, Connor, in your package of material or no?
No, mine's totally different.
Yeah, okay, you know what? You're going to get all of this. You and Luke are going to get this. And who's the other one? There's one more person that came from Mr. Smith's class.
That's me.
That's who is this?
This is Heidi.
Heidi. Okay, so Heidi, Luke, and Connor. Here's what I will do. I will send you right now in Edsby. I'll try to attach the handouts that we did today as an attachment to you. And maybe if you're at home, you can print them out for right now. When we start tomorrow, you're basically going to have the same handouts, but I will attach those two. And that way, at least this first week until I see you next week, you'll have everything, okay?
What if I can't figure out how to print it?
If you can't, just send me a message, okay, Connor?
Okay.
Yeah, and I will make sure that you get it, okay, somehow. There's some students that went over to Mr. Smith's class, so I'm going to grab their booklet from them and bring it back over, and we're going to make the switch. It all had to do with cohorts, with trying to balance the number of people in each class, and unfortunately, some people got switched last minute. So I will try to post those right now, okay?
Sir,
Okay.
Yes.
for the like all of the chapters, are they all of them that we have to answer? Like, or what chapters are they all on? Is it on just one or?
Well, this online textbook that you see right now, it's all the chapters. So your scavenger hunt deals with the whole textbook. It could be in any one of these. So if you're looking for page 400 and something and you click on chapter 4 and it's only the 200s, try going to chapter 6 or 7 and see if you can find that page, and it will have the information you need.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Are there any other questions from anyone?
Sorry, you're sending that directly to us, correct?
Yeah, I'm going to send a direct message to you, Luke, and Heidi, a direct message in Edsby, and I'm going to try to attach the pages that you don't have for today. Is that okay?
Yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I'll do that within the next 3 minutes here. I'll try to find those pages and send them your way, okay?
All right, thanks.
Anybody else? All right, do me a favor. So Heidi, Luke, and Connor, just stay online here for a second, okay? The rest of you, there's only a couple minutes left in class. Thank you so much for a great first class. I did a lot more talking than what I thought, but hopefully you have an idea of how the class is going to work. Everything is in Edsby, so always just go to Edsby. You'll find everything there. The next time I see you is tomorrow morning at 8:15, so make sure you're up. Don't be late. Make sure you have your book ready, and we are going to get some work done tomorrow. We're going to start into the actual curriculum, okay? I'm dealing with exponents tomorrow. So that being said, if you are confident with that textbook search, you can log out now and start to complete that and upload it by 9 o'clock tonight. But Heidi, Luke, and Connor, don't leave me yet. I'm going to do that, and I want to be able to talk to you just in case, all right? But as long as nobody else has any questions, you guys are able to log out now, except those 3 that I've got to get the pages to, okay?
Bye,
So-
sir.
Bye, sir.
We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Looking forward to teaching you guys. You guys are going to be great. So you guys don't leave. I am going to do the following. I think I found a way that I can do it quickly. Now, Heidi and Luke, do you guys have a way to print too or no?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I cannot print. I have a printer, but there's no ink in it.
Okay. At least you.
I don't really know how, but I'm gonna try and figure it out.
Okay. At least you'll have the pages, and if you need to at least just kind of write on a blank page for today and submit that, you'll have everything like everybody else by next week. Okay, Luke?
All right.
All right. So just give me a minute here, and I will make sure you guys get these pages. All right, I think I found them here. So I'm just going to do this page.
So, sir, so we're gonna be looking at the workbook once everyone's like, just like everyone has the same thing. We're gonna be looking at the workbook on the actual Edsby and then doing it on the papers.
No, once you get your actual booklet of stuff, Connor, everything that you need to do, you're going to be able to, you are going to be able to write right on the page. Like you'll have it in front of you. Okay.
Oh, okay. I'm terrible with the tech stuff, so that's just.
Yeah, no, everything's going to be right in front of you. You just copy right onto your page.
Okay.
So, Connor. Okay, I'm in the midst of attaching it right now, and I think you will be able to get it today here. So give me 1 sec.
And are you also sending that about me thing or?
Yeah, I'll send that after. As long that about me, Connor, you can do that next week. I'm not so worried about it. Once you actually get the page, do it next week. It'll take you 5 minutes in class. I'll just send you the scavenger hunt at least. Okay, I just sent it to you in Edsby in a message.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Just
Good.
yeah. It says download, so then I download it and then I print